Section 3. Dolphins Save a Surfer. In 2007, a surfer named Todd Endress was catching waves at a beach in California. It seemed like a perfect day until it turned into a fight for his life. Out of nowhere, a massive great white shark attacked him. The shark was relentless, hitting him 3 separate times. The first strike knocked him off his board. The second time, it clamped down on his torso, tearing into his back. On the third attack, it bit his leg and tried to pull him under. Bleeding badly and terrified, Todd was sure he was going to die. But then, something like a miracle happened. A pod of bottlenose dolphins that had been swimming nearby suddenly raced in to help. The dolphins formed a tight protective ring around Todd, creating a living shield between him and the shark. They swam in circles, slapped the water with their tails, and physically blocked the shark from attacking again. This incredible defense gave Todd just enough time to get back onto his broken board and catch a wave to shore. Without the dolphins' intervention, Todd almost certainly wouldn't have survived. He was rushed to the hospital and needed hundreds of stitches, but he lived to tell the tale of his amazing ocean bodyguards. Let's look at the key words from this dramatic rescue. First, relentless. Relentless means something is constant and doesn't let up. The relentless heat made it impossible to be outside. Next, torso. Your torso is the main part of your body, not including your head, arms, and legs. The shark bite was on his back, right across his torso. Then a pod. A pod is just a small group of marine animals, like whales or dolphins. We saw a pod of dolphins playing in the distance. Finally, intervention. Intervention is the act of stepping into a difficult situation to make it better or stop something bad from happening. The doctor's quick intervention saved his life. Ready to hear it again? Let's listen to the story of Todd and the dolphins one more time. All right, before we get to our next story, I've got to ask, are you finding this helpful? If you're enjoying these stories and this method, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. We still have 4 more incredible stories to go, and by subscribing, you won't miss out on future videos designed to make learning English genuinely fun. Your support means the world to me. Now let's get back to it. Section 4. A parrot witness to a crime. Our 4th story is about a murder mystery where the star witness was a parrot. In 2015, a man named Martin Durham was found shot to death in his Michigan home. His wife, Glenna, was found next to him with a head wound, but she survived. At first, the police were stumped. They had very few clues. But the couple had a pet, an African gray parrot named Bud. African grays are famous for their ability to mimic human speech. In the weeks after the murder, Bud started repeating a phrase over and over, in a voice that sounded exactly like his late owner, Martin. The parrot would scream, "Don't fucking shoot!" Bud didn't just say the words, he acted out the argument. He used 2 different voices, one for Martin and one for Glenna, replaying their final tragic fight. Martin's ex-wife, who took Bud in after the incident, recorded the parrot's chilling words and gave the recording to the police. She was convinced Bud was repeating his owner's last words. This bizarre and powerful testimony from the only witness led investigators to look much more closely at Glenna Durham. They eventually concluded that she had shot her husband 5 times before turning the gun on herself in a failed suicide attempt. Thanks in large part to Bud the parrot, Glenna was convicted of first-degree murder. Bud wasn't just a pet. He was the key to solving the whole case. Let's break down some vocabulary. First, witness. A witness is someone who sees an event, usually a crime or accident. The police are looking for a witness to the robbery. Next, mimic. To mimic is to imitate someone's voice or actions. Parrots are great at mimicking human speech. Then chilling. The word chilling means horrifying or deeply frightening. He told a chilling story about a haunted house. And finally, convicted. If someone is convicted of a crime, they're officially found guilty in court. She was convicted of theft and sent to prison. Now listen again to the story of Bud, the crime-solving parrot. From a heroic parrot to a very, very lucky cat. Our next story is about becoming a millionaire. Our fifth tale is a true rags-to-riches story. Tommaso was a 4-year-old black cat living as a stray on the streets of Rome. He was homeless, scrounging for food, just trying to get by. But his life changed forever when he was adopted by a kind, elderly woman named Maria Assunta. Maria was a wealthy widow with no children. Her husband had been a successful real estate mogul, leaving her with a massive fortune. Tommaso became her best friend, giving her comfort in her old age. When Maria passed away in 2011 at 94 years old, she left her entire estate, worth about $13 million, to her cat. Now, under Italian law, you can't just leave money directly to an animal. So Maria's will told her lawyers to find a good animal welfare group to care for Tommaso and manage the money. But they couldn't find any organization that met her high standards. The solution came in the form of Stefania, Maria's nurse who had also fallen in love with the cat. So Maria entrusted the fortune to Stefania, making her the trustee responsible for taking care of Tommaso for the rest of his life. Overnight, the former stray from Rome became the owner of properties all over Italy and a multi-millionaire. It just goes to show you, sometimes being in the right place at the right time can lead to a life of unbelievable luxury. Let's look at the language in this story. First, rags to riches. This is an idiom describing someone's journey from being very poor to very wealthy.